What's going on, Ghosties? Welcome back to Tales of Spooky Coffee House. If you're new here, welcome to our podcast. My name is Veronica,
And I'm Chelsea.
and we are your hosts. On today's episode, we will be discussing our haunted location, Old Idaho State Penitentiary.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, first of all, I was telling Chelsea because I was making fun of her because she couldn't pronounce it. And I was like, dude, I swear, every episode there's I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm gonna butcher this name.
It's
So,
not that I
okay,
was gonna butcher it. It was just that for some reason, it wasn't coming out of my mouth the first time I read it, and now you know how I feel.
moving on. And our serial killer of the week, Amarjeet Sada, as well as a tarot card reading at the end of the podcast. Chelsea, how are you?
I'm doing it. Been super busy because the kids are on fall break this week, so it's been hectic.
Mm,
Trying to get work done is like a nightmare. How are you?
I
How are you feeling?
well, if you saw our Instagram post, if you know, you know, but I'm doing a little bit better. Better enough to be able to record. So I've missed this. I've missed you. I missed talking. So to get things started, I'd like to tell you about something that's been going on here in California. I don't know if you've heard, but we had a serial killer recently.
I heard something about it, but I knew you were gonna bring it up, so I tried not to read anything about it. So do tell.
So this serial killer is responsible for about 6 murders, five taking place in Stockton, California, and the killing started back in April 2021 until late last month. Police who were searching for the serial killer arrested Wesley Brown Lee, who's 43, during a traffic stop early Saturday. I believe that was October. Let me get the calendar. 15th, I believe. So far, he's only been charged with 3 counts of murder as of this past Tuesday, or let me get a more specific date just because I know. Oh, so the 18th, literally yesterday. What's interesting about this serial killer is, we haven't really had serial killers recently. And I was listening to a radio station and they were saying it's mainly because there's just cameras everywhere. Like you just can't get away with shit nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Not trying to sound like I'm complaining. So the host on this radio station called him the no camera killer because he would kill these people, these men, where there was no security cameras. He just knew where to go. And they were all, I believe, Hispanic. And I know there's an attempted killing of a woman, but they don't really mention that in the news articles and stuff, which is interesting. But I did see an interview of hers, I believe, on TikTok. I mean, I'm always on TikTok, so I'm sure it was TikTok. But yeah, like it just caught me off guard when I heard that we had an active serial killer. I mean, it's up north, so I wasn't too worried, but still, you just never know.
Well, not
Uh,
only that, but we also like the serial killers that we talk about are decades old, if not
mhm.
centuries. So it's really weird to actually oh shit, hey, there's an active serial killer right now.
Yeah, it was wild. So yeah, of
I also want to add something to that though. You said he
course.
got caught at a traffic stop.
Mhm.
So there's always this thing the cops always say don't warn people about traffic stops and stuff like that because he's not the first serial killer that's been caught at a traffic stop.
Yeah, I've had serial killers that I've talked about in the past that were caught because of those stops.
Yeah, like the one that comes to mind right away. Wasn't it Ted Bundy the one that got caught because of a traffic stop? Yeah, it was Ted Bundy.
Okay,
Yeah, it was just a regular traffic stop, and that's how they caught him.
that's wild. I'm curious to know what they specifically look out for and what makes them so suspicious that
I don't know,
they
but
take them in.
anytime I see a cop on the side of the road, I don't give nobody any fucking warning. You get pulled over, that's your fault.
That's true. Like own up to your shit. So, onto a lighter topic. I also wanted to tell you about some gifts that our friend Stephanie recently got me. And it's been a while since I've talked about my man, Pedro Pascal. So I'm really excited. Okay, so gift 1 of 3 was a car air refresher, and it's Pedro Pascal. So he goes with me anywhere I go. And what's funny is that my mom the other day was like, I was outside and I happened to look into your car and I just saw him staring at me. And I was like, like it was just the funniest thing. I was like, oh, it's amazing, isn't it, Mom? And then gift 2 of 3 is a Pedro Pascal sticker that's actually right in front of me. I put it on my desk. So he's just looking at me all cute. Gift 3 of 3 is a bookmark. So, I've taken up reading this year, and the bookmark is him. And on the top, it says, keep reading, baby, or something like that. Let's just say I've been reading a little bit more often than usual.
Oh, I bet.
But thank you, Stephanie, for that. Very simple gifts, yet they're fucking amazing.
Speaking of simple but amazing gifts, I also received some gifts, not from Stephanie, but from my grandma.
Okay.
So I wasn't expecting a package from her at all. So when the mailman dropped off the package at my front door, I was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
I was super excited. Well, because he always I always tell him, hey, I'm expecting a package, let me know. And I didn't expect one. So he's like, oh, hey. And I'm always like, what are you doing at my house? Anyways, I got a book. It's Haunted Houses,
Ooh.
chilling tales from 24 American homes. Some of them we've actually talked about. Some of them you and I have discussed not talking about them because they're super popular.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Lizzie Borden house, the Whaley house, the Winchester mansion. Let's see.
Did
The
you say ones that we chose not to talk about because they're so common? I've
Some
literally
of them. Some of
Okay,
them.
I was like, I literally did 2 of the 3 that you just named.
No, no, no. There's 24 houses, but I was just naming some of the more popular ones that
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
we would know. I did talk briefly about the Pirate's house, which was in Savannah, Georgia. I did the cemetery and how it connected to the pirate house, but I didn't talk about the actual pirate house. So
Mm-hmm.
that's in here. Just a couple of other different things too. But the second thing that she sent me is a Halloween handbook full of Martha Stewart costume ideas, decor, tricks, and treats that are all for Halloween.
All right.
And it's, I'm not a big fan of Martha Stewart, but her crafts,
What?
I feel like she's overhyped. That's literally the only reason. And I think it's fucking hilarious that her and Snoop Dogg are best friends because
I was
that
gonna
shit cracks me
say,
up. That shit cracks me up.
I was gonna say, any friend of Snoop's is a friend of mine.
Yeah, I feel like she's overhyped. So I'm a not a fan, but I respect her and I do like her stuff. And
Yeah.
so I was excited to get her craft stuff because there's costumes, there's decor, there's treats, there's all kinds of stuff. There's printables in here that I can copy and print. And
What's great about that is that you don't it's not gonna just be handy for this spooky season because we do live
a spooky lifestyle.
a spooky lifestyle, so you could be using it year round. So that's fun.
Yeah, I was super excited. It's a special edition in color book, and I was like, hell yeah! So yeah, I was super get that in the mail. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna bring it up in the podcast. And she
Thank
started
you,
laughing at
Grandma.
me. Yeah, she started laughing at me. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, have you seen the previews for the last Halloween movie that just came out? By the time this goes up, it'll be a week.
I've seen like snippets of it. I haven't really watched the whole trailer.
Okay, so I just want to talk to you about because you've seen the original Halloween, right?
Sure.
I didn't know if you did or not,
I didn't.
but you at least know it's a classic. So
Yeah, of course.
So there's I think there's five timelines in the Halloween series. Okay, that's 4 from the original movie, and then you have the Rob Zombie 1 and 2 remakes.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an overall 5 different timelines of you have to ignore the other movies because this happens instead, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is the original storyline from John Carpenter. So how it kind of is, I'm just gonna say it. Halloween Ends sucked.
Okay.
Which is the new one that just came out. I was
Mm-hmm.
so disappointed that I literally was just like, what the fuck did I just waste my time watching this for?
Is this
How
the movie
they,
you watched the other day?
yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of like, this is how I see it from like a writer's standpoint.
Mhm.
The writer plot line where it's the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and then the resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of how the movies are set up is the exposition is John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween. Okay, that whole movie is like the exposition of the storyline. The rising action is the 2018 Halloween movie, which is 40 years later when Michael escapes from the mental ward. The climax is Halloween Kills, which is the third one that I don't remember what year it came out. It came out between this year and 2018. But then Halloween Ends, which is the movie that just came out, is like the falling action and the resolution thrown into one movie with an added subplot that made no sense to the rest of the storyline.
You know
Like
what?
they
I've heard people not being too happy with this movie.
yeah, like the the 2018 Halloween and Halloween Kills, amazing. Love them. They fit so well with the storyline of the original movie. Like it was great. The ending for Halloween Kills had a twist that like really like I was like, "Oh my god." Like but then it's like 4 years later and Halloween ends and so 4 years after the last movie, the 2018 Halloween and Halloween Kills happened on the same night. So it's two movies on the same night. And then it's 4 years later and Halloween ends, and it's like Michael's been missing for that many years. Um, Spoiler, there's a new character that's introduced, and it's about him having the same evil that Michael has. Well, then they just kill him off. There was like literally no reason for him to be introduced into the movies at all.
If they're just gonna kill him off.
Yeah.
This sounds
And
really complicated.
yeah, it was like the ending with Michael, and because spoiler if you're gonna watch it, they kill Michael Myers, and then they literally chop his body up in a grinder.
Ugh.
Yeah, and that's how you kill the evil. But like the resolution for that story, for Michael Myers' storyline, could have just been done in Halloween Kills and saved everybody 2 hours of their time.
Yeah. Well,
Like I
fun
was so
fact.
annoyed.
Fun fact: Pedro Pascal played a character in. I always forget the name. Kingsman Golden Circle. He gets grind up into little pieces in a grinder.
What kind of grinder?
That like those big meat grinders that make like the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hamburger meat and shit. Are you talking about that kind of grinder? Or are you talking
No,
about like
I'm
the tree one?
no, I'm talking about a car grinder.
A car grinder?
That they have in like junkyards and stuff that they put cars in.
Damn, they had to go that
Yeah,
hardcore.
yeah, they did. They went fucking hardcore. Yeah,
Sheesh.
like I said, like that part, that whole part was great if they had put it in the third.
Yeah.
Like it would have
Well,
been so much better as just a trilogy instead of four movies because it was so dumb.
I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry that they fucked it up.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as Hocus Pocus 2.
Did I ever tell you I tried watching Hocus Pocus, the first one,
Yeah,
just for
and you
you?
couldn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, you need to watch it with me and mom. You'll like it with me and mom. Like we
Nah.
no, like we go all out with like snacks and different
Yeah, you
stuff
know
and
how you feel with Mamma Mia with me and Nana? Yeah, no.
it's actually grown on me.
Mamma Mia?
Yeah, since Grampy
Then
died,
give
it's
me
it's grown
time.
on me.
Then give me time. Maybe it'll grow on
If
me,
it
the
if
Hocus
it grows
Pocus.
on you after my mother dies, I'm gonna hurt
What
you.
the fuck, dude? I'm hoping that's not for like a million years. What the fuck? Mom, please don't die. I'll like it, okay? I'll like it.
I literally told you I was like, yeah, Mama Mia's grown on me since Grampy died, and you're like, well, maybe just give me some time. No.
No, I heard the grumpy part, but like, I don't know. Just give me, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Jesus.
I have some questions for you.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so this one is kind of like a two-parter, okay?
Okay.
Have you ever been to a Halloween party? If not, or even if so, is there like a particular one that you want to go to?
Yeah, I have been to a Halloween party. Shout out to Z. In high school, we planned, I think it was like 2 years in a row, I'm pretty sure. Like a Halloween party at her apartment back in the day. Yeah, so we would plan like the Halloween party and I'd come over and I'd help decorate. And actually that was the first time I ever like made like cupcakes. I've never made cupcakes before, and I helped her mom bake them, and it was, I don't know, it was an interesting thing for me because I don't know, I didn't grow up using the oven here at my house. If you're Mexican or Latino, most of you will know that our oven is used for our pots and pans, not for baking. And maybe a turkey once a year. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the Halloween party I've gone to. I'm sure there's Halloween parties I like to go to now, like adult ones, but I'm also an introvert, so I'm cool with not going. What about you?
So I've been to a Halloween party before. The last one I was at was before Izzy was born.
Hmm.
I actually went with her dad. It was our last Halloween party, and we got drunk, we got high, we slept in the car. It was fun. But one that I really, really want to go to, like I've gone to Halloween like bonfires and stuff, but not like an actual party. But
Hmm.
the one that I really, really want to go to since I was like little is the masquerade ball in New Orleans that they have every year around Halloween.
I feel
Like,
like Halloween in New Orleans would be very spooky and interesting.
yeah, like I want to go so bad. Like, there's 2 or 3 events that I want to go to in New Orleans. And now that my dad has moved there, I'm so excited because I have a place to stay and don't
Hmm.
really have to pay for it if I don't want to.
Perfect. It all works out.
Yeah, but the masquerade ball, like, I've always wanted to go to a masquerade ball. Halloween is the best time for it. And I just like, there's something about the vibe of New Orleans at Halloween that I'm just like, I'm here for it. Like, I want to go.
Dude, I feel like New Orleans gives a natural like Halloween vibe year round just because of the history they have. I mean, if you listen to a couple
Yeah.
episodes before this one where you talked about what's your face, fucking psycho, like that alone, like knowing that that happened there, like you know what
Are you
I mean,
talking
and that the house,
are you talking about Delphine LaLaurie?
yeah, that bitch,
Okay.
like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Masquerade Ball sounds pretty fun.
I don't know if I told you or not, but my family's from Louisiana, like the New
Hmm.
Orleans area.
Hmm.
That's where we get our Creole side from.
Hmm.
Yes, for those of you that are listening, I am a white girl that is naturally Mexican and Creole.
Chelsea's
And
a lot of things.
I'm a mutt, okay? I
She's a
am a
mutt.
downright mutt. But I would love to research the history that our family has from that area. Like, I think that there would be so much like interesting stories that I would learn.
Have you ever thought about doing like ancestry?
I have. I really don't want to pay for it. My mom's done it, and so I could get like a lot of my stuff from her. And I know that my grandpa on my dad's side has done it, so I can get a lot of stuff from him. But I think my mom said that as far back as she's gotten so far is like my great grandparents' grandparents or her great grandparents, and she's just like barely starting to get into the history of the Louisiana areas. So
Yeah, I learned a lot with doing my ancestry. Like
yeah,
I
one
I
day.
was shooketh. Yeah, you definitely should do it. I highly recommend it. It
Yeah,
but
I'm
hopefully it
going
doesn't
to.
turn out like the family tree.
Funny story about the family tree. I'm part of a writers group, and one of the other writers is doing a story that's similar to the family tree where she was trying to put in information that didn't fit with the storyline because she was doing the present day and then the past day with the victims.
Hmm.
And I actually gave her that story to help her with like a writing technique for that.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited because they were all like, "That's a really interesting story. I want to read it now."
It's a great book. Honestly, I really enjoyed reading that one. I'm okay, so I should have probably brought this up back during our catch up, but I'm currently reading The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. Bruh. I highly, highly, highly recommend you buy this fucking book because it is fucking amazing. You haven't read The Silent Patient, huh?
No, not yet.
Chelsea, please do it. I'll reread
Okay.
it with you so we could do like a book talk on it. Oh my gosh, it's just an incredible book, but yeah, you reminded me of it. Sorry.
All
Sounds
right.
like someone's getting spanked in the background.
Like someone's getting that's the dryer.
I know. Like, damn, dryer, save
This
some
is
of that
not a
action
naughty
for us.
house.
I'm sure it would be if you didn't have kids.
Shut up. Okay, so next we are going to play a game.
I love games.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty fun. So this is a trivia game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Ghosties, for those of you listening, play along with us. Like, answer the questions, see how well you do. So,
What's the theme?
I was getting to that. So this is how well do you know Halloween?
Oh yeah, I'm a fail. Okay, perfect.
All right. So the first question is, what is a hollow? Is it a corrupt or dishonest person, a saint or holy person, an evil or wicked person, or a sinful or immoral person?
I'm gonna go with C. Final answer.
An evil or wicked person?
Yes.
All right, I'm on the same boat. Let's see what the answer is. It's not. It is a saint or holy person.
But
Yeah. So All Hallows Eve is actually All Saints Eve. Interesting.
interesting. Huh?
All right, next question. What country holds the title for the world's heaviest pumpkin? Switzerland, Canada, United States of America. I'm gonna say
Oh,
Switzerland.
they just broke the record recently. I saw that. I just don't know where. I'm gonna go with oh God. It's either I don't know, Canada or here. I'll go
All
here,
right,
US.
all right. Let's see.
Wow. Okay, but you gotta
So
look up the most recent one though.
yeah, okay. So in 2016, the biggest one was from Belgium.
Belgium.
Yep, which weighed 2,624 pounds. Jesus.
Damn. The one I was talking about from 2022, I guess it's just like in the USA. So the 2022 winner for heaviest pumpkin in the USA was in Minnesota and it weighed 2,560 pounds.
Wow.
Where is the world's largest pumpkin? It was grown in Italy and weighed 2,702 pounds, hitting the Guinness World Book of Records in 2021. So people really do this for fun, huh?
All right, ready for the next one?
Ready.
What was Bram Stoker's original name for Dracula? Count Radomir, Count Wamper, Count Waldron, or Count Vala? Vala. Count Vala.
Oh, I like that one. D.
Okay. I'm going to go with A.
Yeah, I was going for A too, but
Or both wrong.
oh,
B. Count Wampier.
glad you
That's
didn't
so
choose that
bad.
one.
Yeah, I am too. All right. What was Dr. Frankenstein's first name? Valentine, Vincent, Victor, or Virgil? I know what it is.
Oh, I just watched it too. Is
All
it
right.
Vincent?
That's your final answer?
What are the options again?
Valentine, Vincent, Victor, Virgil.
Oh, Victor though. What is it?
It's Victor.
Oh,
All right, next question. During the Salem witch trials, how many people were hanged? 19, 17, 18, or 16? I'm pretty
six,
sure I know this answer.
16.
Yeah, I think it's 16 too. Oh, we're both wrong.
You know, I'm really happy we don't devote ourselves as a Halloween podcast and just simply a spooky podcast.
It was 19.
Interesting.
I
Ghosties, how are
swear it
you
was
guys doing?
16.
And don't lie. Don't be saying that you guys have been getting all of them right.
Yeah.
Liars.
All right, next question. How many Americans celebrate Halloween by decorating their houses? 58%, 81%, 72%, or 68%?
Bro, I don't
It,
fucking know. I'm gonna go with 50 whatever because not a lot of people decorate.
it is 68%,
Mm. I wasn't too far off.
according to the 2019 statistic.
Mm. I'm excited to actually go. You know how like people look forward to looking at like Christmas lights, like Christmas decorations?
Hmm.
Although I do look forward to that, I really look forward to driving around and looking at Halloween decorated houses.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I love watching other people's decorations.
Hmm. I love watching other people raise their electricity bill. You know what I mean? Like, you do you, boo. You do you.
Right.
Let me enjoy this from the outside.
All right, next question. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is loosely based on what real life serial killer? Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, or Ted Bundy?
A.
Ed Gein?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the other three weren't.
Yeah, that's literally it's
I feel like
elimination.
yeah, because we know the other three so well. Like, I don't know who the fuck this fucking fool is. Interesting. Look
um,
him up.
fun fact: his nickname was the Butcher of Plainfield.
Huh. Very fun, Chelsea. Very fun fact.
All right, ready for another one?
Yes.
We're almost done. What is pictured on the flag of Sicily? Medusa, a chimera, Cycla, or Cerberus?
Uh, D. I have no idea.
Cerberus? I thought it was
Yeah.
Medusa. I'm not 100% sure.
I have no clue. I didn't
I
even
was
know.
right. It's Medusa.
Aw, Sicily. What's going on?
Sicily is a small island on the coast of Italy, which was with rich history. The symbol on the flag is called Triniscria, which was
Mhm.
used as a protection against Medusa, preventing her from entering their home. Interesting.
So now they use Medusa on their flag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if you don't get this one right, we're not even spooky.
Chelsea,
We can't be
no, fuck
spooky.
that. No, fuck that. We listen. The fact that you fucking did this to us, Chelsea, I will never
No,
forgive you.
no, Veronica. If you get this wrong, because I know I'm getting this right. If you get this wrong, we can't be a spooky podcast.
All right. This
Ready?
may be our last episode. Go for it.
What color cat symbolizes Halloween?
Shit.
White, ginger, black, or brown?
Black.
I'm just saying, if you had gotten it wrong, we couldn't be a spooky podcast. Like,
Yeah, I think that for sure would have been it.
a fun fact about that, even though they're associated with witchcraft and bad luck, they were worshipped as sacred in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, there, it's actually said that black cats are actually good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too superstitious, but I like to believe that they're good luck, not bad luck.
Halloween is generally considered to have evolved from what ancient festival? Oh, I know this too. Saturnia, Samhain, Diocia, and Block.
I'm gonna say Samhain because that's the only one that sounds familiar to me.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yep, it's a pagan festival. That's the only reason I know is because that's what I celebrate. I don't celebrate Halloween, technically.
I don't celebrate anything. I just like the spooky stuff.
All right, that was our fun trivia game. Ghosties, how did you do? Did you get a good
So
score?
much
Did you
fun.
fail like I think we got like what, like 50%? I think we did good.
50%. I'm pretty sure I only got like 2 right. Anyways, we're not keeping score. This is like that show, Whose Line Is It Anyways, where the points don't matter.
True.
Anyways, are you done humiliating us, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hey, it was
Anyways,
a
now
fun game.
it was fun actually. We should have more fun, more trivia like that. But I have some questions for you now.
Uh-oh.
Yes. This first question is actually going to be somewhat related to my serial killer. So my question is, if you knew that one of your immediate family members killed another one of your family members, would you report them?
Depends on the family members.
No.
Yeah.
Immediate family members.
Okay, which family member
I don't
they
need
killed?
you. No, I don't need you to question this. I need you to tell me, would you report them if an immediate family member killed another immediate family member? How about that?
Okay, if it's immediate, it depends on if I like them or not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't report them?
No. I'd make their life a living hell though.
But what if they continue to kill?
Then maybe.
Would you feel guilty for not reporting them in the first place?
Depends on who they kill. If it's I don't know.
Well, knowing that you could have stopped them from killing their next victim?
It depends on who they kill. Like
What
if
if it
they
was just an
deserved it.
innocent person?
If it was an innocent person, then yes, I'll report them. But if they deserved it, then no, I'm not reporting them.
Okay.
I'm just saying some people deserve to be
No,
murdered.
I don't think you're understanding my questions. But moving on. Question number 4. Would you rather stay a night with me at the Clown Motel or go to the Haunted Museum in Vegas with me?
Go to the haunted museum. I ain't staying in a fucking night in a clown motel.
I don't know, man. That clown room in the Haunted Museum, they don't play.
I can get in and get out. I'm not spending the night in that room though. You
I
know.
don't know.
You
Because
said
it's
stay the
not even
night,
just the clowns. It's like there's multiple haunted things in there, and there's
which
spirits
is
that could
fine.
possibly.
That's fine.
Okay,
It's just I
okay.
can't do clowns and dolls. Like,
You got pretty scared when we went to the Pasadena Bridge. I don't know, man.
okay, Veronica,
Yes.
there was very bad vibes there, okay?
You're talking about a bridge, and this is a fucking haunted museum with
The
evil items
spirits
in
the
this.
spirits told us to leave the bridge though.
No, they didn't. They loved
Yes, they
us.
did.
They're friends.
That's fine. You can be their friend if you want. You spelled Idaho wrong. But the fact is, when we asked them if they wanted us to leave, they said yes.
So that's what scared.
I had bad vibes from the moment we got there, and then they said, "Get out, I'll bye."
Oh, you can't handle it. I love it.
I'm not pissing them
It's fine.
off.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Anyways, speaking of haunted locations, let's go into your haunted location of the week.
Okay, so my haunted location of the week is the Old Idaho State Penitentiary. Now, there is quite a bit of information, so we'll kind of get started with the history. So, in the late 19th century, the territory of Idaho was still considered frontier land. So, most of the territories at the time were settlements and they were lawless. So, in order to obtain statehood in the Union, Idaho needed a prison, and the Old Idaho State Penitentiary was a functional prison from the years 1872 to 1973, so just over 100 years. The first buildings were also known as the Territorial Prison, which was constructed in the territory in 1870. So, in its over 100 years of operation, the penitentiary, oh my god, received more than 13,000 inmates. Stop laughing.
It's cool. I can't get it.
So they received more than 13,000 inmates, and they had a maximum population of a little over 600 in their 15 buildings. About 216 of the inmates were women, the rest were men out of that 600. In 1968, numerous prison trustees had escaped by walking away. Serious riots occurred on May 24th, 1952, August 10th, 1971, and March 7th through 8th in 1973. The riots were over living conditions in the prison, and the 416 resident inmates were moved to the new Idaho State Correctional Institution, and the penitentiary was closed on December 3rd, 1973. Now, during these riots, prisoners burned the chapel and dining hall to the ground and damaged a lot of other buildings. The site was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973 for its significance as a territorial prison. Kind of backtracking a little bit, during the expansion of the prison from a one cell house to a territory of 15 complexes, the buildings were enclosed by a thick wall of sandstone, and it's not believed, it's been proven that part of the prisoners' sentences were mining the rock to build the very walls that kept them in.
Wow.
There have been several deaths on the premises, including 10 executions and 110 documented deaths due to illness, murder, and plain old age.
Mm-hmm.
The conditions in the prison were horrific, with inmates being subjected to inhuman treatment. It would not be surprising if the death toll was actually much higher, and those deaths just weren't documented for legal reasons. Now, due to the design of the prison, the cells were unbearably hot in the summer months and freezing cold in the winter. Plus, there was no indoor plumbing until the 1920s, so it was a great deal of misery and suffering, which not only left its mark on the prison and helped with spread of disease, but that was the cause for the riots that eventually shut it down. So we're going to go into a couple of the deaths that happened. We're going to start with Idaho's Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
There are a number of documented paranormal events that have happened in the state penitentiary. The most haunted spot is said to be House 5, where Idaho's Jack the Ripper Raymond Allen Snowden was executed in 1957. It's believed that the murderer's soul is haunting the prison and grounds, and has done so even before the prison closed in the 70s. Reports of his presence have been made by visitors, staff, and prisoners. Whenever he draws near, the living is said to be overcome by a feeling of dread and oppression. So visitors that participate in the regular
Sorry.
what?
Visitors.
Shut up. Visitors present Visitors participating in the regular walking tours of the old prison have been said to have been touched by or even pushed by unseen hands, and there's a strong feeling of being watched from the shadows, and several shadow figures have been spotted in a number of places around the prison. Snowden is by no means the only spirit at the penitentiary. It's a fairly common occurrence for visitors to hear phantom footsteps echoing through the halls, and disembodied voices are heard regularly. All of the eerie activities intensified near the solitary confinement cell, which was called Siberia by the inmates and is also known as Cell House 5, or also known as maximum security.
Mm.
So Snowden was in the maximum security building. So now we're going to talk about the Rose Garden. The penitentiary's Rose Garden was entirely tended to by the prison. It was used as the site for 6 of the 10 people executed at the penitentiary between 1901 and 1926. Wooden gallows were constructed in the northeast corner of the prison yard directly behind the new cell house that was built. People reported experiencing sudden severe headaches and seeing a red light floating around the garden area. My favorite story from this area is that of an apparition of an older prisoner tending to the roses, and many visitors that have seen the ghost at first think he's an employee dressed up only to turn around and find that he has vanished. It also dawns on them that the museum staff never dress in historic prisoner uniforms. So in 1934, the Rose Garden gallows were torn down for the last time as the warden felt its presence was a bad influence on the younger prisoners. So even though it's still, you can still visit it today, it's not how it was back in the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the multi-purpose building and cell house number 4. So the multi-purpose building, over the years it was used as a shirt factory, a laundry room, a license plate shop, a bakery, a shoe shop, a hobby room, and also has the communal showers. So there was one confirmed death that occurred in the building, and it happened during the August 1971 riot. And 4 days after the riot ended, guards found William Butler dead. He had been stabbed and beaten and then was rolled up inside of a gym mat in the building.
Wow.
Cell house number 4 was completed in 1952 and was the largest and most modern building at the penitentiary. It was also the site of a suicide. The suicide is said to still live there.
The suicide, like the ghost?
Yeah, the ghost. So Douglas Van Vlack was convicted of premeditated murder of his ex-wife Mildred Hook and 2 policemen in 1935. Shortly after the trial ended, he was sentenced to hang on December 10th, 1937, but things didn't quite turn out as expected. On the night of his execution at 6:30 p.m. on December 9th, he was visited by a reverend from the church to administer his last sacraments. His parents arrived right after to say goodbye to their son in his cell. However, the cell door was open and closely watched by a prison guard. Just before leaving, his mother hugged him and supposedly whispered something in his ears. When his parents left, he broke away from the guard and scrambled up to the rafters of the cell block. He walked across the beam at the far corner of the cell and stayed there. The warden ordered guards to grab a net along with the prison chaplain and his attorney, who spent 30 minutes trying to convince him to come down. The guards arrived with the net, and Van Vleck is quoted as shouting, "I have the right to choose the way I die," and dove headfirst 30 feet to the concrete floor.
Wow.
He landed on his head and right shoulder, and still alive, prison officials rolled him onto a mattress, covered him with a blanket, tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead at 12:32 a.m. on Friday, December 10th, 1937, which was just 20 minutes or so after his scheduled execution time. It's later said that the words his mother whispered to him were that he could choose the way he died, and they also suspect that she slipped him a razor blade, which they found on his body. So there's a lot of history, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
deaths, and if anybody's interested, you can go visit the prison. They're open, I think, 6 days a week.
And this is in Idaho?
It's in Idaho, yeah.
Interesting. I'm
Ooh.
actually, I would love to visit. There are other old jails, prisons that I'd love
Mm-hmm.
to visit. One that so I'm a huge Sam and Kobe fan, huge Sam and Kobe fan. And I was recently watching one of their old videos where they go to a prison, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but so many prisoners were murdered
Yeah.
there by the staff that they actually buried their bodies within the walls, and it's
Holy
still
shit.
there. So that wall, allegedly, right? But that wall, it's still there. So I would love to go and visit and just like feel the vibes.
That's crazy. I'm also doing another penitentiary, not next week, but the week after.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love prison haunted places. I don't know why.
I
Like, there's
love prison.
prison haunted houses, haunted places, whatever. So yeah, that's my haunted location of the week. You want to get us started on the serial killer of the week?
I do. I really do, because I was telling Chelsea earlier before we started recording that I had just realized that the serial killer I was going to do tonight for you guys, it was actually one that she did a couple episodes ago, and I for some reason I didn't catch it. But it's fine. There's many serial killers out there, unfortunately, to choose from. And I wanted to get a little specific with my search, and I wanted to find the youngest serial killer in the world. So that's exactly what I'm gonna give you guys: the youngest serial killer of the world.
I'm excited.
Good,
I'm
good.
terrified, but I'm excited.
The fact, okay, well, yes, we'll talk. Let's get into it and we'll talk. So his name is Amarjeet Sada. Amarjeet Sada is known as one of the youngest serial killers in the world. Amarjeet was born in India in 1998 into a poor family in Bihar. His family worked as a laborer, and many believe that Amarjeet was forced to work from a young age. Although he experienced difficult living conditions, it is said that for some time he was able to live a normal lifestyle. Unfortunately, his demeanor would eventually darken and his actions would become concerning to those around him. By the age of only 8, Amarjeet was already connected to 3 murders. Yes,
By how
at
old?
8 years old.
Oh
He
my
was
god, dude.
connected to 3 murders. Now, despite the severity of his crimes, there is little to no information on his whereabouts today. Um, so
So
it
he's
wasn't,
free?
yeah, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Dude, that's scary. My oldest child is gonna be 7.
Well, it's never too late. Um,
Gee, thanks.
you're gonna be sleeping with one eye open tonight.
I always do. Do you know how scary kids are?
That's why I don't have them.
I've got 4
Um,
now.
my only child is green and stuffed. Okay, can't do shit to me.
Sounds like taxidermy.
Ew. Anyways, oh, speaking of taxidermy, oh my god, we're gonna
Oh
be so
no.
off topic. We're gonna okay, wait, no, because I was on TikTok and I think it was a podcast and they had asked each other a question. So I kind of want to ask you, if you were taxidermied, if that's a word,
Oh my god.
what position would you want to be for eternity?
Oh no.
That's my line.
um Probably like to pretend like I'm writing, like I'm typing or something.
Ew.
Sit me at a desk and I'll eternally be working.
Asco.
What about you? What about you?
I'd probably want to be like this is totally a joke, but I'd want to be like sat down in the corner like of the living room on like a chair or a sofa mid like laugh, like hysterical laugh where I'm like slapping my knee and one hand is in the air and I'm just like my mouth is wide open.
That would be terrifying.
I know. I know. So I think that would be it for me. Anyways, okay, so to those who don't listen to our segments all the way through, you really missed out on a great conversation. Um, going back on topic. So yes, we're not sure about his whereabouts today. Now, it was in 2006 when Amarjeet committed his first violent act. He reportedly killed his 6-year-old cousin. Just to clarify once again, he was 8. Now, what was the worst thing that you did when you were 8?
I stole from a church.
A church, Chelsea? A church?
Yeah.
Nana is shaking her head at you right now.
Nana's the one that caught me.
Oh, I need to hear this story. But not right now. I actually want to hear it from Nana. I want to hear her version and then I want to hear your version. Interesting. I don't remember the worst thing. What grade was I in? 8. Is that 3rd grade? I don't remember
Yeah,
3rd
that would be
grade at
third
all.
grade. It would be third.
Who was my teacher in 3rd grade?
I had Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross. Oh, I had Mr. Morrison and then it was Miss Rodriguez.
That was 4th grade.
That was 4th. Fuck, who's 3rd grade? Oh, Miss Montgomery?
Did you have Miss Montgomery?
I think it was Miss Montgomery because 1st grade was Miss Johnson.
Yeah, I had
2nd
Miss
grade
Johnson
was
with you.
Miss Fishman, who like lived across the street. So lucky. R.I.P. Yeah, and then 3rd grade was
She
Miss
died?
Montgomery. Oh, she died years ago, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god, are you serious? I had her as a teacher
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
She was
Years
actually
ago.
she was my uncle's teacher too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
not Uncle Michael, but his and my mom's stepbrother, Gary,
Mm-hmm.
had her too. Oh
It
my
was like a
god.
long time ago. But yeah, I remember finding out and I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm so sad now. I didn't know that.
Okay, well, let me get you frightened again. So many have also stated that shortly thereafter, Amarjeet also killed his 8-month-old baby sister.
Oh, Jesus.
Amarjeet's family would not report him to the authorities, even though they were very much aware of his behavior because they viewed the circumstances as family matters, which is why I decided to ask you that fun little question in the beginning of the podcast.
Okay, so that's different. Killing
No.
children. No.
I said
Killing
immediate family
children.
members. It's children
Yeah, but I
killing
don't have,
children, dude.
besides my kids, I don't have immediate family members like that
So
are kids.
I don't want to say this because, but it's again, it's you and our listeners. I don't know. You guys, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. I'll be fine. What if Izzy went after the little one,
I'd
Remy?
get.
I was trying to remember her name. I was like, fuck, bad tía moment.
How did you forget your niece's name? Damn it.
Shut up.
I mean, if she went after her, then I would help her, but like I wouldn't
Hold on, you would
report.
help her kill Remy?
No, I would get her help. I wouldn't help her kill her.
So you'd report her.
I wouldn't report her for that reason, but I'd definitely get her into like a mental institution.
All right, well, let's see. Authorities, however, caught on to Amarjeet when he committed his 3rd murder. If only the family had reported him, it could have prevented this 3rd killing. In 2007, Amarjeet killed a 3rd child, which would be a 6-month-old baby girl. The baby was left sleeping alone at a primary school, but when the mother came to pick her up, the baby was missing. The missing baby sparked an investigation. The baby's body was later found buried nearby. After the body was located, Amarjeet later admitted that he had strangled her and led the authorities to where he buried the body. Following the confession from Amarjeet, he would then provide disturbing details on what actually happened when he murdered the child. He kidnapped the baby while she was sleeping and struck her behind the head with a brick before burying her. Now, there is another version to this story that I'm going to tell you, and I feel like this version makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit more clear. So the other version that I read, which was that he was actually neighbors with the victim and the victim's mother, and that after the mother reported the baby to be missing, Amarjeet struck the mother behind the head with a brick and then strangled her. So in this version, Amarjeet goes after the mom. It didn't say if it killed her or not. Maybe, I don't know, an 8-year-old going against a grown woman. I'm not sure. But
well, it depends on like if he snuck up behind her, because like you don't expect that from kids. So if she was like, doing something and he just came up behind her,
yeah, I
that
mean,
would be one way.
if he gave her a good blow to the head with that brick, I mean, that would knock wind out of anyone. So
Yeah.
that.
And if you get the right spot on the brain, like you can easily
This guy.
What? I watch a lot of different shows, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I need a lot of force on because it's so sensitive.
The real question is, would I report you if I knew that you murdered anybody?
No, get specific. You would report me if I was killing children. If I was killing people that deserved it, you would not report me. Tell me I'm wrong.
For legal reasons, I will not. No, this is gonna be fucking played in court one day. Watch.
For legal reasons, there is a reason you're not answering because we know what the answer already is.
Chelsea, for fucking legal reasons, shut the fuck up. You're only making this worse for me. So some of the odd behavior that authorities noticed while Amarjeet was in custody was that he would smile a lot and showed no remorse for what he had done. Due to the severity of his crimes, an evaluation was conducted. Psychologists stated that they saw him as a sadist who derives pleasure from inflicting injuries. Additionally, it was also said that Amarjeet didn't have a sense of right and wrong, clearly. Even though their findings signified that Sada was now considered to be a serial killer, Indian law doesn't allow children to be jailed or sentenced to death. Therefore, Sada was instead sent to live at a children's home in the town of Munger until he turned 18. During his time there, reports have revealed that he was held in solitary confinement so that he would not interact with other children. He also received treatment and medication until leaving the juvenile home. So yes, he was set free at 18. We don't know about his whereabouts. And that is my serial killer of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying you could probably easily find him if you notice like a high death rate of children missing or,
Well,
in one
also,
area.
maybe he just, it was a child just going after children because that was the easiest prey. Who knows? Maybe he's
And you're saying
killing.
he escalated?
It's a possibility. It's a
It definitely
possibility.
is. Definitely is.
So moving on, would you like to get us into our tarot card reading for tonight?
Sure. So this week's tarot reading is kind of a general for everyone reading. It is a stress reduction tarot spread.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we decided to do this for everybody is because I originally had somebody that I was doing this for, and then Veronica was like, it's funny that you were doing this because I felt like I needed it. I was like, you know what? I feel like I need it too. So then we were like, let's just do everybody.
Mm-hmm. You're
So
welcome, Ghosties. We're thinking of you. We care.
So card 1 is the root of our current stress. Card 2 is the healthiest way to cope with this stress. Card 3 is an important lesson that we are learning. Card 4 is something that we're not seeing clearly. Card 5 is how to avoid this problem in the future. So card 1 is the root of our current stress, and that is through the Eight of Cups reversed. So the root cause of our current stress is we are fearing moving on, which can result in staying in a bad situation.
Wow.
I know. I was kind of speechless for a second. I was like, so what the fuck do I say to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little open with you ghosties. I don't really like getting too personal on this podcast, but so my dad's death anniversary was actually October 14th, his 2-year death anniversary, and I've had a lot of stress, anxiety, sadness just leading up to that date. And it's just wow, like this card, it's absolutely spot on, just moving on and kind of knowing that like I can't have him back physically and I have to accept that. It kind of stresses me out because I mean, you need your dad, you know what I mean? Many of us have gone most of our lives without one, but not trying
Calling
to,
me out.
well, I'm not trying to be like any type of way, but like I was blessed and I'm grateful that I had my dad for most of my life so far. And it's just hard to like have that father figure, that bestie, that daddy's little girl, and then for that to be taken away. Yeah, just that's just how personal that first card hit me.
So to add to that, another root cause of current stress could be because we're running away from situations, not because they're bad, but because we're afraid to take a chance
Mhm.
instead of focusing on our self-worth and resolving any abandonment and commitment issues.
Hmm.
So card number 2 is the healthiest way to cope with this stress, and this comes through the Hangman reversed. So the best way to cope is if there's any delays or resistance We need to pause to see how things are from a different perspective. So, this is a positive sign that we can move forward with a new perspective and renewed sense of energy. So, healthiest way to cope is to pause and see things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Kind of see like not the good in things, but the just be more optimistic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like stress comes from
Negativity.
negativity, a pessimist point of view. It's hard to be optimistic sometimes. I totally understand and get that, but sometimes I think we're gonna have to force ourselves to. So yeah, let's try to be a little bit more optimistic and just try. It doesn't hurt to try.
Speaking of trying, so card number 3 is an important lesson that we're learning, and this comes through the Lovers reversed. If there's imbalance in our relationships or in ourselves, we need to make it a priority to find alignment and harmony. We're probably being reluctant to open ourselves up for fear of being hurt. Become aware of what you value and what you need. So, card 4 is something that we're not seeing clearly, and this comes through the Nine of Pentacles. So, something that we're not seeing clearly is that we have gained wealth and abundance through hard work, self discipline, control, and that we need to enjoy the luxury that our accomplishments have brought us. We also need to focus on creating financial independence in the long term.
Wow. I feel like these cards are really like calling me out individually, but I think ghosties we all
That
need
one
to be a
called,
little bit smarter with our money.
yeah, that one called me out for sure.
Good. I'm just
Like,
glad
because
it's not me.
I don't know if I told you this, but my identity was just stolen.
Shut the flip up.
Yeah, somebody opened up a credit card in my name. They had my social security number. They had an old address, not my current address, but they had an old address, and they had my birthday, and yeah,
Ew.
yeah.
Chelsea, what the flip, dude?
Yeah. They also had my driver's license number, but the wrong
What
information
the
on it. Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. The bank was like, I have never had this problem. I don't know what to do. So we were talking to the manager, and then they transferred me to another department. So I had like 4 managers that I was talking to, and they're like, you're sure you didn't do this? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, this is not my job. This is not my phone number. This is not my email address. It's not even my current address. I was like, and I've never even heard of your fucking bank before.
Damn.
And
Yeah. I don't even know who
they
the
were
fuck
like,
you are.
oh. Yeah, no, like literally, I've never heard of the bank before, but they're in Fort Wayne, which is right by me. They're a credit union or whatever. And I was like, I've never even heard of you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I got monies in my 401k, but
Yeah, no, like the funny thing was though, is that I got the credit card in the mail, and that's why I called them. Because I got 4 letters from them at the same time. I got the credit card, I got the credit card application approval, I got the you're enrolled in overdrafting protection, and then my first bank statement, because whoever it was did it at the end of November or September.
how did
And
they send it to your house if they didn't have your current address?
because it was an old address, so I have a change of address in the system, so it forwarded it to me.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. And like a couple of months ago, like this is kind of like how it started, was my debit cards and credit cards were all like hacked, and somebody spent like over $1,000 at Target. And so while I was in the middle of like taking care of that with my bank and with Target, because they were like we were all like talking together, like a week after, all the shit from Target showed up at my house.
What the heck?
Yeah.
You
Like,
don't
but
think
it
it's
was the
someone that you know?
I was thinking that, but
You know
like
what? We'll talk about that after the podcast. But wow.
but no, like that goes back to like the identity being stolen, because it was the same issue as with this bank, where
Hmm.
they had all my information, just the wrong address. It was
Hmm.
forwarded to me, and they had like the wrong, because on Target, you can use whatever, but they had like the wrong birthday, the wrong email, the wrong like everything. But I was like, because my address was changed in the government system, it forwarded it to me. And I was like, well, what the fuck do I do with all this stuff? And they were like, well, just bring it in since we already refunded you the money.
Oh, you should have kept it. What was it? Good stuff or no?
It was like 5 boxes of like the 200 pack diapers. So there was like I had like over 800 diapers for I didn't even use diapers at the time. And for my
For
kids, let me
yourself?
clarify that. I knew you were gonna say something. I knew it. I knew it. And I also got 2 sets of AirPods.
Oh, but you don't have an
The
iPhone.
new Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't fucking keep it.
Mm.
So I was like, I took it to the store and they're like, what do we do with this? And I was like, here's the number of the person I talked to. Here's the representative. Here's the extension number. I was like, call them. I'm leaving it here. Goodbye.
Wow,
So I left it at customer service, gave them the number, and walked out.
that is crazy, dude.
Yeah, this shit's wild. So yeah, be careful with identity theft. That is a real thing.
Mm.
So that was my financial situation. So card number 5 is how to avoid this problem in the future.
Uh-huh.
And this comes through the 3 of Cups. There are lots of reunions and celebrations in your life. You are spending quality time with people you cherish. These are happy times and uplifting energies, and you're enjoying the company of others. This can be a good time to celebrate your success with close friends and family, or to collaborate with others. So, how to avoid this problem in the future? Don't be an introvert.
Actually, none of my coworkers listen to this podcast. I'm actually really happy about that because I just applied at another job that would require me to be an extrovert. I'm an introverted extrovert, and if you get it, you get it. If you
I get
don't,
it.
don't worry about it. But
I get you.
yeah, I don't know, retail pharmacy. It's gonna be 7 years next month, dude.
Gosh.
It has drained me. Working through COVID, I mean, I I was talking about it with my coworkers not that long ago. Like, oh gosh, we went through so much during COVID. And I even told them, like, and I'm not even joking, this is legit. I remember it was nothing but shot after shot after shot after shot. And at one point, I had a patient drop off a prescription, and I was like, oh shit, we're a fucking pharmacy. Like, like I had
Yeah.
forgotten. Like, it just felt weird to get a prescription. We felt more of like a vaccination clinic.
Yeah.
But there was just so much stress, so much rush, so much just not enough staffing stuff. If you guys follow any pharmacy like pages on Instagram or it sucks. It's not that fun right now. It's not that fun. But yeah, I'm done. It drained me, and a lot of us were like, you know what? I barely remember a lot of the things that happened because we were just so traumatized.
Yeah. A funny story. I saw something that reminded me of you the other day.
Pedro.
No.
Oh.
So, for those of you that don't know, my kids call Veronica Aunt Veronica.
No.
And and so the other day I was reading this thing and it was on TikTok and it was like, so I just got called into my daughter's school because apparently she told her teacher that her aunt is a drug dealer. And and then it like pauses while like the mother just like kind of like looks off camera and she's like, I mean, she's not wrong. My sister is a Walgreens pharmacist, but I was like
Yeah.
that's Veronica.
Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you for thinking of me. I've been called a drug dealer so many times, but I always clarify. Legal. Legal drug dealer,
Well,
please.
that's just like that TikTok that you posted where it was like describe your job in like a bad way or something and you're like, I deal drugs.
Yeah, I deal drugs.
Yeah.
I work with, yeah, and I even mentioned like, yeah, Percocet, Narco,
Yeah.
fentanyl. God, you know what? I'm gonna write a note here to do a catch up on what I'm just about to say. The fentanyl crisis right now.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh my God.
No,
But
like it's so bad here in Fort Wayne too. Like
mhm,
a lot of places have already canceled Halloween because they don't want to risk giving kids fentanyl.
yeah.
And somebody that I know is at a homeless shelter in Fort Wayne right now.
Mhm.
And since they've been there, it's like I think they've been there for like 2 months or something. They've had over 10 people overdose on fentanyl accidentally.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know what they were taking.
So let's talk about this next episode, episode 34. Like I said, I'll write a note because I want to have a good conversation about it actually. That being said though, anything else you'd like to say on the tarot card reading?
No.
No? All right, ghosties, we got called out hardcore. But let's take something from it. Let's take something from it. Let's do better for ourselves, not only just for us right now, but for us in the future. I'm pretty sure 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to say thank you. So, that being said, thank you so much, Ghosties, for joining us this week. Make sure you give us a follow on our social media. If you want a free tarot card reading, just let us know. DM us, text us. We will choose one lucky person a week. I believe next week we're actually going to do a tarot card reading for the month of September, so look forward to that. We are your host.
The month of
Yes.
what? The month of what?
Um, Actually, next week we're going to be doing a reading for the month of November, so stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to that.
Can you tell we
Um,
haven't done this in a while?
Shut up. I know we can't even read, can't spoke right.
Get spoke.
We are your hosts. I'm Ver- I'm Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
Have a spooky weekend. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.